Hi everyone, my name is Edward Amwako and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. And as you see on your screen today, we're going to learn a very simple church flyer design. Okay, so I was in a quick hurry to design this particular flyer and I wish that I could share with you all. Okay, so don't forget that I will leave a link in the video description to have access to the resources except the images. All right, but I will give you the fonts and whatever else that you need. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's start. So the very first step that we have to do is to create a new document by pressing Ctrl N for short. Okay, all right, then because this is for Instagram, this is just social media. Okay, so I'm going to maintain this particular custom size. Okay, so we are designing in pixels, 1080 for the width, 1350 for the height, resolution 300, RGB because it's digital, and then we can just give it a name or we can leave it as so. Okay, so we go ahead when you are done with your measurement and click create. So this is what you have, Ctrl 0. When you press on Ctrl 0, it means you are zooming in to fit. So you can have activate your rulers because rulers really helps in alignment, and that is very good. Okay, good. So that is it. What we have to do next is to add a solid color. That is what I did. Okay, so we are creating a background. Okay, so one thing that I want you to know about when it comes to church flyers design is that 1 is about the background, 2 is about the kind of font that you are using, 3 about the images, the quality of your images, and then your color selection as well as your fonts. These 4 things are very, very important. Okay, so that is quick one, by the way. So we have to add a solid color, okay, by coming to your adjustment layer and then go to your solid color. Then you are adding this particular color. So let me give you the color code, which is 055CB1. 055CB1. When you are done, go ahead and click OK. Then the next thing that you have to do is to add a layer. Okay, so adding a layer, come to the layer panel over here. You see this plus, press it, and then you've added a layer. Then we are going to add a bit of some white to the background just to look at a gradient. Okay, so you go and select in your brush tool. Okay, and make sure that when you select your brush tool, you come to the selection, or you see this number, come here and change your brush to general. Okay, and then make sure that the hardness is 0, and then you can just play along with the size. Okay, and then make sure that your foreground color here is also white. Just like the foreground color is white, and you have your brush like this, and you could see the brush is too small, so just on the bracket on your keyboard enlarge it. Okay, so I'm going to have something like this, which is of course not bad. Then you're going to just make a simple click, okay, like this. All right, so you have something like this, which is, to me, it is okay. Then you press it up, okay, just for it to look like this. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so here is it. You have something like this. So the next thing that we are going to do is to bring in another background. Okay, so let's go to my images where I have my backgrounds. All right, good. So let me search for the background particularly. So the background that I'm using is, here is it, the resurrection. Okay, so here is the background. Okay, so you click it and then bring it on the Photoshop like this. So whilst you have it, you just have to click it and send it up somewhere here. Double click to accept, and then we are going to change the blending mode over here from normal to overlay. Okay, so we have something like this. All right, then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just fade some parts of the background off. So I'm going to rasterize it. Okay, right click on the layer here to rasterize. Select your eraser tool, here is it. Okay, and then make sure that you select the brush general as well, and then you can just increase the size of the brush, and then let's fade some of the edges off. Okay, and so we have something like this. So I can see over here too, let me fade some parts off so that you won't see the edges. Okay, good. Then let me position it well. I mean, setting your background in design is very, very important. So let's go back to our design and see. So we have something like this, and then you can see that the next thing that we have to do is to bring in the images, how we are going to arrange the images, removing the background and the rest. So let's do that. Okay, so let's get on by bringing in our images. Let's go on. So for the images, I am not going to provide them in the video description. I'm not going to add them to the resources because it's for personal reasons. Okay, so these are the 3 images that I've selected. 1, 2, and then this one. Okay, just drag them to Photoshop like this. Okay, I'm going to reduce the size this way. Accept it. Because I selected all the 3, that's why you are seeing this. Bring it here, accept it, and then I'm going to reduce this. So what I'm going to do now is to work on by removing the background. That is very simple. So come to the layer side, select the first image that you see, right click it, and then make sure that you rasterize it. And then very simple, go to properties, and then with the properties we have what we call the quick action. So you see the remove background there, hit on it, and Photoshop is going to do the work for you in just a few minutes. Okay, so let's allow Photoshop to do its work, and that is it. So Photoshop has done the work for us. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's click this, make sure that we rasterize it. Okay, and then let's rasterize the last one as well so that our work will be so easy. Let's come to the properties, and then let's head on to remove background, and Photoshop is going to remove the background for us. Good. Then click on this one too, and then head on to remove background, and that is it. So Photoshop has done the work for us. And then what we are going to do next is for us to just fade some of the images out just for it to blend with the background. Okay, now what I will do next is to shift this. Let me lock this particular background because at times, or else the layer, let me shift it up a little bit. Okay, so I think this is okay. Yes, yeah, this is okay. And then go on this particular image as I've selected. Go and select my eraser tool and then reduce the size. Okay, and let's play along with it. Alright, we are just playing along by fading some parts off. Okay, I think this is okay. Let's select this particular the man rather, and then let's fade some part off, and then let's arrange them. Okay, so the man here over here, this one is going to be the last part. Okay, so he is going to be here, and then the lady is going to be somewhere here. Okay, so as you can see from this side, okay, so the lady is going back to the second part, and then let's fade that part off a little bit. Okay, so that we have something like this, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to fade, this part, I'm going to fade it off. Good. So yes, that's it. And then let me fade the man as well a little bit off, something like this. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So you have to take your time and then work on it. Okay, so I think this is okay. All right, so what we have to do is, I think the arrangement is beautiful. I like it. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. Let me reduce this a little bit. Okay, good. And then let's align this. Okay, let me bring this one here so that it will be, they are all aligned, so that they are all in line. Okay, I like this one. Okay, I think this is not bad. Then let's enlarge this as well. So you take your time and please work on the images, especially the arrangement of how you are going to do that. So when you are done, I think I have to group all of them. Select all the 3 images, Ctrl Gen to group it, and then I will name it as images. Okay, like this. Then Control A to align it at the center, and then I can just play along with it. I can just position it everything like this. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is to write a 3-day revival. Okay, prayer revival. Bring in the theme, bring in a scripture, and then the rest. Okay, so let's do that one, quick one. Okay, so with that one, I go to select my horizontal type tool, and then the font that I'm going to use is Bebas. Okay, for the prayer revival, Bebas. Okay, so after you select your Bebas, what you have to do next is to the Beba. I'm going in for the newer bold. Okay, and then make sure that the font is white or any other how you want it. Okay, so this is going to be prayer revival. Okay, good. Select it, come and click on the tick here, and then come to your character, because the character is very, very important over here. So once you are done typing, make sure that you go and select your character, and then we need the VA to be 0, and then enlarge the font. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, which is beautiful, very good. Then I'm going to copy this, Ctrl J, and this one is going to be a 3-day. Okay, and I'm not going to maintain the same font. The font that I'm going to use for this is called the Magic Metro. Magic. Okay, so this is the font Magic Retro Regular. Okay, good. So I'm going to reduce the size. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the color code and everything. So bring it here. So that is it. All right, beautiful. And then I'm going to copy this again. This is what I'm going to use for writing the, so I'm going to write the theme. Okay, don't worry about that. I'm going to reduce the size to 10. Okay, good. Let's zoom in so that we see whatever that we are doing correctly. Your possessions, I think I've spelled it correctly. Okay, then with this we are going to use Gotham. Okay, so the font for this is Gotham, and then I'm going in for all capital, select 6. Okay, good. All right, so we are going to have something like this. Good. In your, let me spell the your very well. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. We are on point. So the next thing that we are going to do, as you can see over here, is to write this, draw this rectangle for it. Don't worry, any other effect will come later. Okay, so let's select our rectangular tool. Okay, and then with the rectangular tool, we don't need the fill color, so we cancel the fill color here, cancel it, and then you come to the stroke. With the stroke, we are giving it a color of black. We want the stroke to be, I think 1 is okay. Then you draw your shape very nicely for it. Okay, absolutely beautiful, something like this. All right, and then you go and select your move tool, bring it down on the layer side, on the right side, and then position it well. Okay, then let's align the theme together with the shape. Okay, so it means I'm going to have something like this. So that means that I have to enlarge the prayer revival so that they will all be in line. So I have to change the color to black as well. Okay, yes, so I'm changing the color to black. All right, if there is any change, I will let you know. Okay, then I'm changing the VA to 50. Okay, so that the spacing will be closed a little bit, so that the theme will be bold, so something like this. And I'm going to change this color, so let's check the color code. All right, press on this and let me check the color code. So the color code is 013266 013266. Okay, and that is going in for this particular 3-day. Okay, now somebody will ask, I really pick the color from here, from the attire. Okay, yes, if you are not sure, you can just have to check it out. All right, because I wanted to be sure, that's why I normally come and pick that color and then put in there, and then we are good to go. Okay, so that's it. Any other changes, we will do that. All right, good. So absolutely beautiful. So we are getting on point, and then you could see from here that the prayer revival, there was a kind of gold color. So what I did is that go to your background or the resources. Okay, just click it and bring it onto, make sure that you bring it on top of the prayer revival at your layer side. Reduce the size a little bit like this, double click to accept, and then come to the text golden background and then create a clipping mask, something beautiful like this. Okay, I really loved it. Now I want us to close the spacing of the revival, so select the revival, go to your character, and then let's close the spacing to 25, of course, which I think is okay, and that will help us to even enlarge it more. Okay, so which I think is okay. So let's check the golden. That means let me reduce it a little bit. Good. So you have something like this. Go ahead and click enter. So here is it. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so what you are going to do is left with, so this is the resources. Okay, the resources, you can check it out. All right, so what is next for us to do is to write the scripture. Okay, write the scripture. So I'm going to copy the scripture here for all of us. So the scripture is Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 6 to 10. Okay, so the scripture, I'm going to copy the theme, Ctrl J, and then I'm going to put the scripture here. All right, don't worry, I will also reduce the size of the scripture because it's too big. All right, good. Okay, so let me bring it up a little bit, press enter, then you can change the color so that it will be a little bit visible. Okay, so that's it. So I want us to group everything in line. So select the scripture and then align it at the center. Okay, good. So what we are going to do is to select the 3-day, select the scripture, select the theme, select the rectangle, select the golden, and then the prayer, and then group everything, and then you can name it as maybe title. Okay, and then align everything at the center. Beautiful. So we have something like this. Let's press Ctrl O. So this is what you have so far. Now I would like us to bring the white background down a little bit so that it will shine in the work, so that our work will look so beautiful. Very good. So this is yes, I love it. I love the design. So the beauty of the design is coming. Let's select this and then let's bring it down a little bit. Absolutely beautiful. You can even reduce the white a little bit. Good, good, good. Now the next thing that we are going to do is to then bring in the choir and then the dates. Okay, so let's check that one out. So now I want us to do a small bit of changes. So you could see that the prayer revival looks so lightened. So I want us to shift the golden text up a little bit so that the darkened part will show, it will show much, something like this, which I think is okay. And then you close the title. Now I want us to select this particular layer, so we are going to add that kind of brush effect down, this white thing that you see. Now I added this, so brushes, it is here. So what you have to do is that make sure you download all these 3 brushes, install them. Once you click on these brushes, it will show here. I've taken my time, so this is the brushes, you have it this way. Then install them by double clicking on it, and then it will take you. So I'm using the tone paper brushes. Okay, good. So once you double click, which means it has been installed, then select add a layer. Okay, before you use the brush, add a layer and then select the brush tool itself. Okay, the brush tool. Okay, now you can see it is plus because my caps lock is on, and then go to this particular brush where you see the 1200, and all the brushes that you have, they are all here. So let's go through the brushes and see. So here is it, we have the tone paper brush well installed. Then you can open it, and then these are all the tone paper brushes. So you can go through to select the one that you want. Okay, so in this tutorial I think I'll pick the 9, okay, which I will use the 9. All right, so let me shift this down and then I'll just make a selection. It's very simple. Then use, so let me enlarge it, and then you make a quick selection once. Make sure that your foreground color is white before you do that change. If your foreground color is black, it means you are going to have the color to be black. Okay, good. If you don't want it, you can go ahead and press Ctrl Z to undo. You can even go ahead and change it to, let's say, I want 10. That's how is it. Then you enlarge it, just make a selection like this. Here you go. Okay, and then you can go ahead and expand because I don't want some parts to show. Okay, so this is what I have now. Then I can bring it down a little bit. So here is it. Okay, so what is left is for me to bring the choir. All right, for me to bring the choir. So what I'll do is select rectangular shape, make sure that you give it a stroke of white. Okay, let's check the so the stroke of white, of course, let's give it 5, the stroke 5, and then fill any other color, or yeah, any other color, and then draw your shape. Let me zoom. Then you draw your shape. So this particular one is going to be used for the choir. Then I kept this, you can see these 4 edges over here. Click on any part and then drag it. So as you are dragging, you see the changes to the shape. Okay, so I think to this level 30 is okay. Yes, I think so. I think 28 is okay for me. All right, good. So that is it. Then what I'm going to do next is shift it down a little bit. Don't worry, we're going to do a little bit of changes. Align it, Ctrl A to align, and then let's bring it down a little bit. That means that this has to also go down. Okay, so we are bringing in the choir. So let's go to our images, and then this is the choir. Here is it. Click it and bring it onto Photoshop. Reduce it, the size. Double click to accept. Come to the layer side, right click it and create a clipping mask. Okay, very beautiful. And then let's bring all the, make sure that all the faces show up like this. I think this is absolutely beautiful for me. And select and bring it up a little bit, something like this. And let me select this one out. So now for me to get an absolute good image, I'll select the image, and I think the image and then the titles are too big, which I think we have to reduce it. So once you select the title, select the image, you go ahead and press alternate and then reduce the size. Okay, something like this, which I think it's okay. Then select the choir, select the shape, bring it up a little bit. Okay, so that this is so that you can have enough space for your dates and then the time, which I think is very important. Okay, so let me shift it here now. So I've selected this particular layer where I'll bring in the date. Okay, so if you see, the date is Friday 28th to Saturday 29th July 2023. Okay, good. So I'm going to use the Gotham for this particular. So the Gotham, I'm using the Gotham bold, or you can go for, yes, let me use the Gotham bold for this. Make sure that the color will be black, and then you start typing. So Friday So the Friday is not in 4, okay, FRI, but Friday 28 to Saturday, which is 29th July 2023 at 5 p.m. okay, at 5 p.m. So when you are done, go ahead and click on OK. Then you can change the font to, let's say, 9. Good. Let's check the time, the dates. Control plus to zoom in. Let's shift it down. So we have something like this. Okay. Good. So let's check it out. Alright. So there's a few changes that we need to do. Yes. And then at. You have to do the at well. Okay, very good. Then let's change the highlight and change the color of the Friday to any of these attire being worn by the choir, which I think the red color won't be bad. Okay. All right. Then we are going to change the spacing, the VA over here to 50. Okay. Yes. So we are going to get something like this. And then go ahead and select your shape tool. Now this time I'm using line. Okay, and then with the line, I don't need a stroke color. Make sure that the stroke is off. Now you need the fill color to be black, and then you draw your line. Very beautiful. Now when you are drawing the line, check the size, the number there. So like this is beautiful. Now let's select, check it out. So Sunday 30th July 11 a.m. sharp. Sunday 30th July 7 a.m. sharp. Okay, so that will be the morning section. Okay, so I will select the same font. Okay, Ctrl J to copy, bring it down, and this is going to be Sunday. And then we are not going to use the same color, of course. I mean, if you think the color should be maintained, you can just drop your comment in the comment section. So I want us to reduce this a little bit. Okay, and then let's select the Sunday. We want it to be in line. Yeah, good. We want everything to be aligned. Then select the line, select the Friday 30th, and then let's align everything. And then Ctrl A to align everything. Alignment is very, very important. Very, very important. So let's select the Sunday and then change the color. Let's pick the background. Okay, let's pick some of the color from the background. Okay, and of course you can pick it from the attire. You can pick this one, the font. Okay, yeah, so something like this, or even the background color, this one, which is not bad. Okay, good. Then the next one that we are going to do is to copy the line again. Line, Ctrl J, bring it down, and the down one is going to be the venue. Okay, it's going to be the venue. So let me bring this. I want to maintain it because I don't want the text Ctrl plus to go down. Okay, so let's check the venue. Okay, I'm going to copy it. Okay, I'm going to copy the venue. So that's it. So let me reduce the size of the venue, something like this, which is absolutely beautiful. I love the design. It's very simple. Okay, no stress. Okay, so that's it. So let me select the Sunday, select the line 1, copy, select the Friday, and then let's align everything. Yeah, and push it down, and then let's group them. I love to group my work, and then we can write dates, time, okay, and then venue. Okay, so that is it. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the PSD file. Okay, let me click it down. Okay, and then shift this one to down a little bit, and then the choir too, you can bring it a little bit down if you want. Okay, and then that is it. So let's press on Ctrl O, and this is what I have. Absolutely beautiful. I think the design beauty is coming. Okay, the design beauty is coming. I love it. I love it. I love it. So the last part then we are good to go is to bring in their names. Okay. Okay. So what we have to do is to go zoom. Let's zoom in. Okay, so that you can have a look at the images. Okay, then let's select the text tool. We are using a Gotham. Okay, we want the make sure that you align it at the left, and then let's write the name. So the first name is Prophet Daniel K. Echo. Okay, and this is the host. Make sure that you have spacing, which is the VA. Okay, so I'm going in for bold. Here I want the name to be very bold. Okay, so I think this is okay for me. So that means let me leave my font to 5. Okay, good. So that is it. And then let's copy this, bring it here. This is going to be the name, and the name is Pastor Collins Kuno. That is the name. Then let's copy this as well, and then we are bringing it here. And then make sure that here the name aligns with the Daniel. Okay, so select the pastor and then this one, align it here, this one. Okay, so that it will be in line. So we are going to change, and this one is going to be Pastor Joyce K. Echo. Now we are going to change the font of this to, now with the pastor I think there's a, so let me separate them out, and you can see we are going to, this is going to be the host. Okay, so this is going to be the host. Okay, and then with the host we are going to change, we don't want the, yes, we are changing the color to, no, let's maintain the color black, but the font I'll give it to you. The font is, I'm using the orthography. Okay, I'm using orthography, and then with this I'm going in for 8. Okay, yes, with this particular font let me use 10 so that it will be a little bit, you know, yeah. Then let me shift it up, and then there should be an arrow which is pointing to the name. Okay, so this is what I will do. Select the same, the fonts, and then let's bring in the rectangle. Okay, now with this rectangle I change the color, I pick the color from here with the text. Okay, so that I have something like this, very beautiful. And then let's draw our rectangle. Don't worry, we are going to rotate the rectangle this way so that the arrow will show 90 degrees. Okay, that is it. Let me push it up. Yeah, good. I'm going to repeat the same host for, yes, this woman of God, and then the same rectangle, yes, to this woman of God. Copy the same rectangle over here. Okay, let me bring this down a little bit so that you know it is pointing to this particular woman of God. Very beautiful. This is very simple. That is it. So it's left with one more thing, the name of the church. Okay, let's copy. I just copied the, let me shift this one up. I just copied the, yes, the pastor's name, and then for the name of the church I'm going to copy. Okay, I'm going to copy this, Ctrl J, or copy the name of the church and bring it here. Okay, and then let me enlarge it so that we all have a look at the name of the church. Very bold one. Okay, then let me copy this, Ctrl J to copy, and we are going to write present. Then with the present, let me reduce, I don't need the black. I think this one goes for Gotham. Yes, with this one. Alright, then let me give out the spacing and then reduce the font to 6, which I think it's okay for me. Okay, then let me select, let me bring it up, select the present, select the name of the church here, and then align everything, align it at the center, and here we go. So this is our work. Let's press on Ctrl O, and you have a full work design like this. probably you can reduce the name of the church, and then here we go. I love the design. And then we can select this and bring in the white, or enlarge. I needed this particular white background to pop up, so something like this, which is absolutely beautiful. I really love the design myself. So here is it. You can go ahead and even deepen the color of the Sunday service. So if this is what you really love, please don't forget to like the video. Okay, we've taken a lot of time because I wanted to take my time and then do the design. Okay, so I've got the, so let's select the names. Okay, and then let's select all and then we group them. That is very, very important. Let's group them, including the rectangles. Let's group all the names. Okay, Ctrl J, and this is going to be, so here is it. Let's bring it down a little bit, still up. Good, absolutely beautiful. So that's it. So here is it. This is beautiful. So you can even work on the image if you want to work on the image, but I really wanted it to be this way. Very simple and very beautiful design. So here is it. So please, when you are done your work, one more thing I forgot. So we have to save it. Now, I really love saving my work in this format. Go to File and then go to Export. Go to Export As. Click on Export As. I really love exporting my designs in this format. So here, make sure the format is JPEG. If you want PNG, anyhow you want it, and then make sure that you select the quality. I always want the quality to be great. And then you save your work. Go ahead and click on Export. Now, we did not give it a name. So over here, let's save it to desktop and then click on Save. So let's go to desktop and have a look at our design. So here is it. Double click. Powerful. So this is the design. Absolutely beautiful. So please let me hear you in the comment section. I love you all. See you. Bye.